So here I am laying in bed at 4 something in the morning because around, well, let me back up. So I call myself going to this party, this reggae party. So I get there and I couldn't find it. So I finally found a park and I finally found it. So I walk up to the establishment and it says, first of all, it says you have to be 21 to get in. And then it says no vaccination. Well, you must be vaccinated to get inside. So that was a loss because I am not vaccinated. So I'm like, okay, I come to terms with that. Like, rejection is protection. That's my new motto. Whenever I'm rejected, I'm protected. Period. I just think that's just the most high way of protecting me. So then I come home and I'm kind of sad because um, I went out. I haven't been out in a while, but I did go out in March, and that was a disaster. I will tell that video another time, cause ooh wee. But I goes and come to terms that I couldn't get into the establishment, so I come home and I drink a Red Bull, the blue edition. And it was the tall can at that. So now I'm just up, like bing, up. Like it's 4:30 in the morning and I'm still up. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, why did I drink that Red Bull so late? And then had a nerve to make me a matcha, and that has caffeine in it as well. So I'm just up. Like, I'm just up. So, since I brought up me going out in March, OMG, that was a disaster. Like, that was a complete disaster. So, I was talking to my cousin, and she decided for me to come out there to her house. So in my mind, I'm thinking we just gonna chill, have a couple of drinks, get some food, and just talk about our problems or whatever. But lo and behold, when I get there, she is with her boyfriend. So I'm like, that should have been a red flag right then and there. But, whatever. So in, we get in the vehicle because when I pulled up to her car, to her house, she wasn't even there. So I was like, how you gonna invite me and you not even there? Like, that had me hella blow. So that should have been another red flag. That was another red flag, I should say. So when she finally get there, she picks me up and I hop in the car with her and her boyfriend. Okay, whatever. She gonna offer me a perk to take, a pill to take. I don't pop pills. Like, I'm cool. I do not pop pills. I don't need to pop pills to have fun. I smoke, drink a little bit, and I'm cool. All that other stuff, I'm cool. So I noticed when I told her that I didn't want to pop the pill, like, she looked at her dude looked at her, and she just turned the music all the way up. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then she told me that another cousin of ours was around the corner. So I'm like, okay, and I've been dodging this cousin because she's just annoying. Like, I mean, it's just, that's just a whole nother story. So I finally see this cousin, and then she like, well, don't ever think you feel like you can't talk to me. So I'm like, okay. So then that's when the cousin, the house I went to, was like, she had pills. And so they both went to the car to grab the pills. So the cousin that I don't really interact with was like, here, girl, try one. We got you. We got you. And I'm like, nah, I don't really get down like that. And so we just like she took me to like a street or whatever, and we just out in the middle of the street, and no, she had her music going. I don't do that. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out. I want to go to an establishment or to a lounge or a concert, something. I'm not finna just be in the middle of the street with loud music, scrapers zooming by. I'm running because I'm from Richmond, California. I don't know if people finna start shooting or what. Like, it was just demonic. Let's just keep it real. It was like, what? Like, this is crazy. So I finally, we get in the car and we go to a bar. So I'm already like feeling myself, like I'm already cool. So we in Oakland, and Oakland, they got rid of the mask mandate. Like, I'm from Richmond, so we still wearing our masks. I go to Oakland, like there's nobody wearing masks. So that had me like, okay. And the bar was like super crowded. I get to the bar, I'm like popping my fingers, because I'm trying to have fun. I haven't been out since what, November? My birthday is now March. Like, I'm trying to have some fun here. I guess the pill then kicked in because, child, my cousin is arguing with somebody. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Trying to have her back, you know. She ended up going outside, cooling off and stuff. And I'm right there, like, trying to figure out what's going on. And she's talking to somebody else who was right there beside her, because when we got in the club was like super dead. But because I was already slightly on one, I was like, am I cool in my element? Bopping my head, snapping my fingers to the music. I'm the one who started getting the club popping because it was super dead. So we left that bar, went somewhere else. She ended up getting into it with somebody there. And I'm just like, what the freak? But before we went hopping, some female had pulled up. And then her boyfriend or whoever started talking to the girl. So they on the side of the road talking, and we on the curb, and she talking to us. But then she go talk to the girl. So from the outside looking in, you would think that they knew each other and it was cool like that. But when the girl leave, she want to talk all this shit and blue blood. And I'm like, well, you the one was talking to her. You the one was making it seem like it was cool like that. So I guess she didn't like that. This was before we went bar hopping. So when we went bar hopping and stuff, and she getting into it with everybody, I'm trying to see what's going on. Another one of our cousins pulled up, and then that's when she just completely changed. Like, she just started flashing on me, going off on me. I couldn't figure out where all this is coming from, because I'm trying to take up for you, because you in the club arguing with somebody and I don't know what's going on. And long story short, I should have just minded my business. I should have just let her rant and rave, got over her rant and rave, and we would have went to another bar. All of that trying to figure out what's wrong, trying to be on her side, trying to be in cahoots with her just led her into flashing on me. And so I'm like, you know, when I when the third cousin pulled up, I was already kind of like tilted, but I was just like making like small conversation with her, like, how's your mom? You know, how have you been? And then the cousin who picked me up from her house, she just started just flashing. I mean, outright flashing, just out of control, just in a rage, just straight on some demonic shit. And I was just baffled. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, her dude was like, I think it's just best that you leave. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. Because earlier he was trying to tell me that. And I was like, well, no, I'm trying to spend time with my cousin. I haven't spent time with her in a while. And mind you, they was just mad because I didn't pop no pill. Because I'm telling you, if I would have popped the pill, all it knowing that none of that shit happened. But I don't pop pills, and I'm not finna please nobody to make them like me or whatever the case may be. I don't pop pills. That is not my drug of choice. Like, she should have just left it alone. Like, oh, okay, cousin, well, we still gonna have fun, woo woo woo. But she want to hold that against me. And so when I got home that night, I called her big sister and told her big sister, like, your little sister is nuts. And I told her what was going on, what had happened. Then she went back and called her. So now two of my cousins calling me, why you go back in this and why you go back and tell that? Because y'all was acting hecka dumb. Like, how you gonna get mad at me because I don't want to do y'all drug of choice? And so the big sister was like, well, at the end of the day, we're all family, but that doesn't mean we should party together. And I was like, you're absolutely right. Like, I don't ever want to party with them, you know, just because I don't do their drug of choice. They want to just, she want to just flash on me like that after I'm trying to have her back. Like, that taught me a good lesson right there. If I'm out with somebody and they on one and arguing, I'm not getting in that. I'm not jumping in. So they can turn around and flash on me. Nope. I'ma stay out of it. They grown. They shouldn't have did all that alcohol or all them drugs or whatever to make their mind alter up like that. Cause I'm not being the captain save a hole. I'm not finna save nobody. I'm gonna mind my business, let whoever sober up and just leave it at that.